All right, today we're jumping into something that's at the very heart of great coaching, the updated 2025 ICF Core Competencies. Now, if you're a coach, listen up, because this isn't just some boring set of standards. This is the gold standard for our entire profession. It's really the DNA of masterful coaching, and getting a handle on it is what unlocks those huge, profound results for your clients.
So let's get into it. The big mistake people make is thinking of these competencies as, a rigid checklist you have to memorize. No. Think of them more like a dynamic blueprint, a guide that helps you create truly transformational outcomes. It's literally the architecture of coaching excellence.
It really makes you wonder, right? What's that secret sauce? What is it that separates a perfectly fine good coach from a truly great one? Well, the answer, as we're about to see, is all about the conscious, deliberate, and kind of artful application of these core competencies in every single conversation.
So we're going to break this down into 4 key pillars. We're starting with the ethical foundation, then we'll move into co-creating the relationship. After that, we'll dive into communicating for insight, and we'll wrap it all up with cultivating client growth. Let's get started. Okay, first up, the ethical foundation. The subtitle says it all, right? This is the absolute bedrock of your practice. Every single thing we do as coaches, every question we ask, every relationship we build, it's all built on this solid ground of ethics and having the right mindset. So what does this actually mean to demonstrate ethical practice? Well, at its core, it's about having this unwavering professional integrity. It's about creating a totally safe space for your client, this fortress of confidentiality where they feel secure enough to do their most important and sometimes most challenging work. And here's where the rubber meets the road. It comes down to these commitments. Are you absolutely fierce about protecting your client's confidentiality? Are you super clear on your professional limits, knowing when to say, hey, this is outside my scope and you might need a different kind of professional? And maybe most importantly, are you deeply respecting your client's identity, their culture, and their beliefs? These aren't just ideas, they're actions we take every single day. And of course, ethics doesn't stand alone. It's paired with mindset. The ICF is crystal clear on this. A coaching mindset is, and I quote, open, curious, flexible, and client-centered. This isn't just a nice-to-have, folks. It's a non-negotiable. It's like the internal operating system that powers everything else you do. And this brings up a fantastic question for you to think about in your own practice. How do you actually get ready to be fully present? What's your ritual? What do you do to set aside your own stuff, your own assumptions, to genuinely nurture that deep curiosity before you even hop on a call with a client? All right, let's build on that and move to our second pillar, co-creating the relationship. This is where we shift from our own internal state to the dynamic partnership we're building with our client. It's all about that connection. The goal here is simple, but so powerful, creating a space of deep trust and safety. And let's be real, trust isn't something that just magically appears. It's something that we as coaches have to actively and intentionally cultivate, right from that very first hello. And what I love about this is how practical it is. You build trust by really seeking to understand their entire world, their context, their identity, their values. You show respect for how they see things. You offer genuine, not fake, empathy, and you validate their feelings. It's a step-by-step process of building a real connection.
Now, the other side of this partnership coin is presence. And this is so much more than just putting your phone on silent. It's about silencing that inner monologue, the part of your brain that's already thinking about the next perfect question or trying to solve their problem. It's about quieting all that down so you can be 100% tuned in to your client's world.
Which, of course, leads us perfectly into our third section, communicating for insight. Because once you've built that trust and you're truly present, now we can use our core tools, listening and questioning, to really spark those aha moments for our clients.
This comparison is just brilliant. It shows the massive difference between passive hearing and true active listening. Are you just waiting for them to take a breath so you can jump in? Or are you listening on a totally different level? Active listening is about noticing the shifts in their energy, hearing what they aren't saying, and getting really curious about their emotions and behaviors.
So, what do we do with all that incredible information we're gathering through active listening? Well, we channel it into powerful questioning. Think of this as the art of asking questions not to get answers for us, but to unlock new awareness for our clients. These are the questions that open doors in their minds that they didn't even know were there. Look at this. A simple question like this can be an absolute game changer. It doesn't ask for facts. It invites them to look inward, to do some deep introspection. It gently but firmly challenges the stories they've been telling themselves. That's the whole goal, to open the door to brand new perspectives. That's the art of it. And that brings us to our final pillar, cultivating client growth. This is where the magic really happens. It's where we partner with our clients to take all that amazing new awareness, all those insights, and turn them into tangible, real-world action and progress. The key phrase in this entire definition is right there at the end: promotes client autonomy. Our job isn't to give them a to-do list or to be the hero with all the answers. It's to empower the client to design their own path forward, to become the true expert on their own life.
And the ICF gets super specific about this. This subcompetency, which is just one part of the bigger picture of facilitating client growth, hammers this point home. We support their autonomy and designing their own goals, their own actions, and even their own ways of being held accountable. The ownership always, always, always stays with the client.
This is such an important question for all of us to sit with. Seriously, think about it. Where in your process, from setting the agenda for the call to designing the actual next steps, where can you hand over the reins just a little bit more? Where can you empower them to take even greater ownership?
So there you have it, the 4 pillars that really form the complete toolkit for coaching mastery. You've got the unwavering ethical foundation, the partnership that you co-create, the communication that sparks those incredible insights, and finally, that sharp focus on cultivating client growth. It's the whole package. Okay, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final thought. Mastery doesn't come from just knowing this stuff, it comes from practice. So looking at everything we've talked about, which one of these competencies are you going to intentionally practice with your very next client? Just pick one, focus on it, and just see what new possibilities open up for both of you.